Hello again, everybody. I'm Ed Robinson, and this is another edition of Robinson Responds. I'm just here to give you my thoughts on the Monday Night Football doubleheader. Let's start off with the Baltimore Ravens that took on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Ravens would beat the Bucs 41-31. Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, they have been a dynamic duo so far in this 2024 NFL season. Lamar Jackson completed 17 out of 22 passes for 281 yards and 5 touchdown passes, and he had 9 carries for 52 yards. Derrick Henry had 15 carries for 169 yards, and he had a receiving touchdown. On the losing end for the Buccaneers, quarterback Baker Mayfield completed 31 out of 45 passes for 370 yards, and he had 3 touchdown passes to go along with 2 interceptions. Injuries came about for the Buccaneers. In the first quarter, wide receiver Mike Evans injured his hamstring and would not return to the game. He finished with the catch for 25 yards and a touchdown. Then in the fourth quarter, within the last minute of the game, wide receiver Chris Godwin dislocated his left ankle and had to be carted off the field. He finished with 7 carries for 65 yards. So some of my takeaways from this game in a nutshell: the Baltimore Ravens are for real. As I mentioned earlier, the duo of Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, they just could not be touched in this contest. It was a rough go for Baltimore in the beginning, but once Lamar did what Lamar does best, right, getting it done, throwing the ball and also using his athletic ability, but also getting the power running game going with Derrick Henry. And it's just such a shame when Dallas Cowboys president, owner, and general manager Jerry Jones was pressed on the question of why the Cowboys never made a move for Derrick Henry. And Jerry first says, number one, there wasn't enough cap space for him. They felt like they couldn't afford him, which I think was ridiculous because, I mean, after all, CeeDee Lamb, they got contract extensions just before the start of the season, and you couldn't afford Derrick Henry. And then also, too, Jerry later said on a Dallas radio station that Derrick would have not been able to thrive in the Dallas offense. First of all, even in this era of the quarterback and with a lot of teams having a pass-heavy offense, Derrick Henry would have not only been a security blanket, but he also would have been a major X factor on any roster in the NFL. Derrick Henry would have fit in very nicely on any NFL team, whether it be the Dallas Cowboys or the Baltimore Ravens or any team. And Derrick made it perfectly clear he had a desire to play for the Dallas Cowboys. He has a residence in the area. Derrick Henry is your old school NFL running back. Nothing fancy about him. He runs north and south. And beware, because, boy, he will stiff arm and knock you down just to get a first down and then some. Derrick Henry would fit in any offense. And for Jerry Jones to make those claims like that is just ridiculous. So some of the takeaways, again, from this game, the duo once again shines bright on Monday night, Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. Also, we see that Derrick Henry has just worked wonders for this Baltimore offense. He's really opened up a lot of things, and Lamar was able to get other receivers involved in this victory with the likes of Rashad Bateman and, of course, tight end Mark Andrews, who's also an important part of the Ravens offense. Also, another takeaway, the Kansas City Chiefs. They've got some competition. The Kansas City Chiefs, they've got competition, and you know, Kansas City, yeah, they're at the peak of their powers right now. Kansas City is number 1 in the AFC, really currently number 1 in the NFL, and then not too far behind are the the Baltimore Ravens. So I know it's early, still relatively early in the season, but I just got a strong feeling that Kansas City and Baltimore, they may play each other again, whether it be in a playoff game or maybe in the AFC Championship game. But Kansas City, a team to watch out for, but Baltimore is not to be played with either. And as far as Tampa Bay is concerned, Baker Mayfield passed for over 300 yards. Both of his receivers got injured. Chris Godwin, Mike Evans. Tough go for the Bucs. I know as far as Godwin is concerned, it's believed that he's supposed to be week to week. That's what they're saying right now. But again, he dislocated his left ankle. And no other news as of right now as far as Mike Evans is concerned, but he hurt his hamstring. You know, hamstring injuries are pretty serious. But again, the final score with the first game of the Monday Night Football doubleheader with the Baltimore Ravens 41, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 31. And then there was the second game of the doubleheader between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Arizona Cardinals. So for the Cardinals, their kicker, Chad Bryland, kicked the game-winning field goal to give the Cardinals the victory. All right, so just some other things that caught my eye about this game. This was a tightly contested game. It was about defense really for much of the game, but Kyler Murray, he started to get going a little bit. Kyler was able to get it done similar to Lamar Jackson, not only getting it done by throwing the ball, but also using his athletic ability to stretch the field. So Kyler Murray got hot at the right time. James Conner, you know about his years as the running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers. James did his thing in this game. He had 19 carries for 101 yards. Marvin Harrison Jr. coming back from an injury that he had in the Green Bay game. He had 3 catches for 21 yards. Trey McBride was a secret weapon in this game for the Cardinals. He had 5 catches for 51 yards. But in the end, again, Kyler Murray was able to execute a fourth-quarter drive, able to get the Cardinals in field goal range. They made the field goal. Cardinals win by 2. Justin Herbert passed for 349 yards in this game. Fell short in this game. Justin and the Chargers, they hope to bounce back with the game coming up this week against the New Orleans Saints as they play out on the West Coast. As they were on the West Coast, but they head back to California and hopefully to get a victory at SoFi Stadium. But again, the final score, the Arizona Cardinals 17, the Los Angeles Chargers 15. And also some more NFL news. The New Orleans Saints and running back Alvin Kamara agreed to a 2-year, $24.5 million contract extension. It's been a tough year so far for the New Orleans Saints with a ton of injuries and the whole Dennis Allen situation. A lot of the fans want him gone, but Mickey Loomis has made it perfectly clear that Dennis Allen will remain the head coach, at least for the time being. I mean, hey, it wouldn't surprise me if him and Gail Benson would bring him back next year. I don't know why, but if there's any few bright spots that the New Orleans Saints have had this year, it's been Alvin Kamara. And Alvin's been such an underrated player. He's been one of the best running backs in the league, and I think he's definitely deserving of the contract extension. So again, the New Orleans Saints and running back Alvin Kamara agreed to a 2-year, $24.5 million contract extension. And once again, the scores for Monday Night Football, the Baltimore Ravens 41, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 31, and the Arizona Cardinals beat the Los Angeles Chargers 17-15.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for tuning into the channel. Remember to click like, share, and subscribe, and thank you for watching.